Let's further discuss this now with Omer Ozkizilcik. He's a security analyst and non-residential fellow at the Atlantic Council. Thank you so much, Omer, for being with us on the program today. Walk us through this very delicate process that we're seeing unfold now and the response, the ultimate response that we're receiving from the Iraqi government to have the transfer of these terrorists to their country.
What is basically happening is that something that should have been done or that should have been resolved years ago is now abruptly on the way. It's been tried to be resolved by the United States of America. So the transfer to Iraq in this current state of affairs is potentially the most plausible solution to avoid a mass escape, as we have seen that the YPG has released ISIS prisoners in the past. But this is also putting further pressure on Iraq, as Iraq already hosts thousands of ISIS members and families. So with this transfer, additional 7,000 to Iraq, the Iraqi prison system is quite a lot overloaded. So this is a major burden on Iraq. But on the other side, the transfer to Iraq enables that third-party members of members of ISIS can now be repatriated back to their countries of origin, most notably to the European nations, as Iraq is an international recognized state, and there is no longer this legal ambiguity regarding ISIS prisoners in Syria. So this is a positive aspect, but we have to see how this will evolve. And then there is also a major question: what will happen to the Syrian citizen ISIS members? Will they be relocated back to Syria once the situation in northeastern Syria is calmed down or not? We have to see, but I don't think it's a good idea that Syrian citizens should stay in Iraq, even if northeastern Syria is being resolved politically.
And this has become a very big security concern for Syria. How big, though, especially with many terrorists that have been freed from these prisons as they were under the control of YPG terrorists?
I mean, we have here to differentiate in terms of the threat between quantity and quality. When it comes to the quantitative threat, the biggest issue has been resolved as the Syrian government has taken control over the Al-Hol camp. Even though the YPG fled from the camp and some ISIS members managed to escape, they were captured in a joint operation by the Syrian army and the United States of America. And now the Al-Hol camp has been secured, where most of the ISIS family members have been resided. But when it comes to the threat in terms of qualitative threat, with the more senior ISIS members, the ISIS members who have military experience, who engage in terrorist activities, they are now being transferred from Syria to Iraq. So if this transfer project fails somehow, or if we see a new escalation that leads to mass escape from the prison or mass the YPG freeing massive amounts of ISIS members, Daesh members from Syria, this will be a huge threat to Syria's security, but not only to Syria, also for Turkey and Iraq and the broader region. So this is a delicate process that needs to be done very carefully and that needs to be fastened. I mean, let's be clear, the United States of America is doing this process slower than it can.
Omer Ozkizilcik, thank you so much for being with us here on TRT World. It's always great getting your analysis.